What's up, guys? Welcome back to another segment of the Screw Up Show that we call Down to Business. So, you're once again here with Mon,
And with Don.
and we have invited another guest with us to talk about her online business. So, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Thea Fernandez. I'm 20 years old. I study in the LSU and I own Manila Espadrilles.
All right. Welcome to
Welcome.
the show.
Awesome. Great to have you.
Okay. So, I guess like a good first question about to start us off is why? Why did you start your business, diba? How did you start your business?
Okay, why Manila Espadrilles? That answer changes so many times because I feel like
Mm,
right at the beginning, I would always tell people like, oh, I've always wanted to be a businesswoman or like I've always wanted to like start something myself. But then as time went by, it was more like, why am I doing this? I feel like I feel like it's always been like kind of some sort of training for me. I've always wanted to kind of make something out of my own creativity, out of something that, I created, something that I made purely just from my own like mind. So
Mm-hmm.
that was something good to like produce something that came from just me and something that was like original to me. And how I started it, it's actually not like a crazy like story where, people have like these like light bulb ideas for their businesses. My family and I, we have a house in Laguna, and we visit there a lot of times. And near Laguna is kind of like another city wherein they are known for the shoe industry, sort of like Marikina as well.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
And my dad decided to take us there one day. And it started with a couple of pairs that we started bringing home to like family and friends. And since it was a pretty far place from where we live, I'm from Bikutan, I'm from Parañaque. So that is pretty far, right? And it started with that. And a lot of my family members liked it. And they thought that they were really like good quality shoes. So we kept coming back for more. And to like jump out of that story, I saw one of my ninongs one day, and I don't even know if like he's really my ninong or if he thinks he's my ninong, but I think he felt as if like he owed me something because I haven't seen him in a long time. So when we said goodbye, he gave me like a gift. He gave me like an envelope with 20K in it.
Oh,
So
wow.
wow.
like, what's this? Like, I haven't seen you in so long. What's this? And then he said that it was his gift to me. And that was the first time I've held like money that much. Because my parents
Mm,
give me like allowance lang every week. And I didn't have any other business naman before this. So that was like the biggest amount of money that I've ever held in my life. So I was like, what do I do with this? And then I was thinking, parang, oh my gosh, I already know everything that I'm gonna buy. I already know what to buy. And I know now where to get this and this and this. Until my mom called me up. She found out about it. And she called me up. And then she told me to put it in a bank. So
mm,
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, why? Why are you to put it in a bank? It's my money. I want to spend it. And then she was like, you need to put it in a bank. You can grow it pag ganyan. And after a while, it was still with me. I still haven't spent it, surprisingly. And my dad was telling me that, why don't you sell shoes from the place that we go to in Laguna? And then I
mm,
was like, I don't know. I'm not really like a big shoe girl. And then
mm,
my dad was saying something like, you don't need to like be a shoe girl. It's just something for you to like earn from. You
mhm,
can buy the things that you want because it's your own money. It's your own savings. So basically, that's how everything started. It started in the summer of 2019 when I started it, and Manila Espadrilles started as Tay's Closet because
okay.
my name's Thea. My nickname is Tay. A lot of people, my
Mm.
friends know me as Tay. So it started as Tay's Closet, and it really just revolved around just family and friends buying my shoes. Yeah, that's how it started.
Wow, what an
It's
intense origin story.
oh, it's great, no? Like we really have all our different, beginnings talaga to our businesses, diba? And I love what you said about how you kind of treat it as like parang training na rin for you, di ba? I mean, 'cause apart from like the income and all that, it's a good outlet for you, di ba? Again, to yung creativity mo, like you mentioned, di ba, with yung the shoes, di ba, and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's great also that you kind of have this like thing with your family, di ba, that you eventually turn into like, a good business, di ba? A good source of income na rin, di ba? Especially during the time where it's so hard, nowadays to get by, di ba? So, ayun.
Yeah, I think it's also very impressive because we've had a bunch of businesses on the show by now. Like we've recorded a bunch of these already. And I think you're the first one that we've had that started pre-COVID.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So you actually like had experience on what it was like to work and like that environment that wasn't affected by the pandemic
Yeah,
yet.
I literally used to have face-to-face meetups. Like I would
Yeah,
go
that's why.
to Alabang and like meet up with customers. I would bring a whole like bag full of like shoes, meet up with them at Starbucks and like hand it to them one by one. Like I was selling at Starbucks. Yeah,
mm.
crazy.
That's part of the experience. So like I think that's what makes it so exciting. But I'm sure the jump from that and then shifting to, being in a pandemic setting was super like
Mm.
different, right? So what was it like working, pre-COVID and then having to shift to this like no more face-to-face anything during COVID and then back to now where it's kind of more lenient again, but still not really yet. Like you still need to be cautious.
Yeah. Okay, good question. For before face to face, as I said, like I was doing a lot of like meetups. It was easy for my business to keep changing as it like went on. So it was really easy for me to like, okay, let me like do a system where I do meetups. Let me do a system where I just do delivery. So my business really kept changing as time went on pre-COVID. But then
Mm.
when COVID hit, it was really like not moving for a long time. I remember checking like my finances and everything. And I had like what 60, 70K worth of shoes stocked up rotting in my inventory. So that
Mhm.
was it was hard because walang gumagalaw, like nothing was moving at all. Nobody
Yeah,
was ordering. This was the time when even Grab deliveries were super like no, like
yeah,
not
like
allowed,
minimal, like very, very konti lang.
not allowed talaga. And it was like the world was really like locked down talaga. You can't even go outside of your house. So I had a lot of shoes stocked in my house, almost like breaking because ang tagal na nilang like, it's rotting lang there. It's so humid. It was just damaging a lot of my inventory. So um and then as it got a little bit more lenient naman and Grab deliveries were allowed, it was still kind of hard for me to like grow my business because parang I felt so unmotivated to create. It was really hard for me to like create posters. How do I get more followers? How do I grow my Instagram? My business was already 2 years in and I was stuck at like 700 followers. So I had no idea how to utilize any of the ads. I had no idea how to make like good IG posts that people would interact with.
Mhm.
So for a really long time in the pandemic, it was stuck at that. And I still had the issue of having a lot of inventory at home. And now naman na a lot of we're kind of like in alert level 1 na and everything. COVID is kind of like going down na. I feel like this is the best my business has been in a long time. And so far, yeah. Because I found a really good system that I could go with, which of course it still needs a lot of like edits and everything. But I feel like now it's a really good system that I can go with. I do a pre-order basis, and if it's not pre-order, it's on hand and available, and I can ship it to you right away. But the only thing that needs like a lot of like fixing is the whole pre-order situation because that whole pre-order situation takes 3 to 4 weeks to be like
Mhm.
so you have to wait a long time if you want to
Yeah.
pre-order. That's why I always have to take the risk of stocking up in my house because
Mm-hmm.
people don't
Mhm.
want to pre-order. People don't want to wait 4 weeks to get their order, right?
True.
I
Yeah.
have to always take the risk of stocking up a lot of shoes, a lot of pairs in my house. Even the designs that don't sell out that fast, I need to take the risk of stocking it up in my house. And I feel like something that I also really want to do now is like bazaars again. I feel like that's
Mm,
slowly coming back. So that's
yeah.
really something that I want to get into again because I used to do a lot of that pre-COVID. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but massive respect to businesses who, started before the pandemic, diba? And then had to adjust. Kasi there's a difference between businesses who started during the pandemic, like from scratch talaga, diba? Online na agad, to those who had to, ayun nga, like adjust or recalibrate how they run their business, diba? Because it's not easy to make that yung big change, diba? And it's difficult having to put everything online, and social media presence nowadays is very important for a business, diba? And
Super,
it
super, super.
might it might seem easy, diba? Na parang you're just gonna post lang naman eh. Pero it's not. There's so many.
There's a lot of work ethic that goes into like you need to be on your socials all the
Mm,
time.
Yeah,
there's
and
so
I
many
think there are
factors.
even like social media managers, I think, that like you
Yeah.
hire,
Mm,
right? That
yeah.
they analyze your ads and everything, your market and everything. But like since Manila Espadrilles can't really like afford like an employee yet, it's super hard for me to like navigate through that. And yeah, it's just really hard to grow a following on social media, especially if you're not. I'm not
People are
like
very
techie.
critical. Like
Yeah, I'm not very techie, so it's really hard. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. And yun pa naman yung current situation natin nowadays. Everything's online. So you really have to bank talaga with
Yeah.
your social media presence, diba? So yeah, it's difficult. But hey, at least you've developed a system, diba? And like you mentioned, parang you're always changing naman eh, which is a good
Yeah.
mindset to have, diba? So
Yes.
yeah, continue to adapt lang. And for sure, things will look up, diba? So yeah. Hopefully talaga, like businesses talaga have it easy na ulit, diba? I mean, hindi naman easy. It's never easy. Pero
Yeah.
easier now ulit,
Yeah,
diba?
it gets really discouraging. Like I know a lot of business owners that were really excited when they started because people will hype you up and they will tell you that this is
yeah.
such a
Uh-uh.
Oh,
great
this is a good idea. Yeah.
yeah, I know so many people who are gonna buy, like I'm gonna buy from you, ganyan, ganyan. And you will get all those promises and all those orders in the first few months that you're starting. But once
Yeah.
all your connections have ordered, it's done for you. You're like
Yeah.
Mm.
on your own.
It's
You're on
like,
your
oh,
own
now
after
I
that.
gotta reach strangers.
Yep.
Oh,
You're on
that's
your own
hard.
after that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Man. Kahit us, like when we started, we were like, oh, we're getting so many people kasi friends namin. Eh. Pero when we decided to get people we
Like
didn't know,
that's
we
when
had
it
a
got
hard
kind of
time.
hard.
Once you're
Oh.
out of your
Comfort
friends and
zone
your
talaga.
family,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, ayun, you kind of touched base with it naman kanina, pero can you, in more detail, can you like explain how a day is for you? Like managing your business?
Ooh,
Like,
that's good. Okay.
mm,
Just recently, I think it was just last week. I was telling people like, it's so good for you to support Manila Espadrilles. We're a local brand, woman owned,
mm.
eco friendly, no plastic. The only con is I will take forever to reply to you. I will take forever to reply to you. So a day in my life with Manila Espadrilles, it's not. I don't even have a routine for it. I have a routine for my own life, but there are sudden bursts of motivation that I just rely on. But
Mm.
it's not like I'm slacking off with my business and totally ignoring my customers. It's just that like I feel like I don't always need to be like on my feet when it comes to Manila Espadrilles.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like
That's good.
what
Yeah.
I've created in the past few years can like stand up for itself. So this is the whole reason why I have frequently asked questions. Literally everything you need to know is there na. I've created the IG, the website. So sometimes I feel like that alone can stand up for itself. And I've always thought of like hiring other employees or like somebody else to like help me with replying or like posting, like making curating stuff or making like posters and everything. But then it's just me. Like I feel like I can do it naman myself. I just need my sudden bursts of motivation to do that. And I used to think of it as like slacking off. Like, what kind of business owner am I? Like, sometimes I don't even check my Instagram, like DMs every day. But I feel like I've created a good brand from the past year for it to stand up for itself. And I feel like I don't always have to be so tutok na tutok with it.
Mhm.
Because, yun nga. And I don't reply to the customers na parang, sorry to my customers who are like this, pero I don't reply to the customers who just ask like, how much? How do I order? Because if you
Mm.
were truly interested,
Yeah,
you can
you'd see the
my
story, the
website.
FAQs and all of that.
You can click
Oh.
the website and everything will show up there. Like I have
Mm.
designed this to be super, super easy for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, there are a lot of customers like that. And I still
Oh.
try my best to get back to them. But I feel like I just want them to know that I have designed my brand to be super easy for them now. Yeah.
That's good. Oh, that's good that you have that mindset nga
Yeah.
with regards to your business, diba? Saka it gets overwhelming din naman talaga if you get like a volume of like messages, diba? I mean,
Yeah.
tao
Yeah.
ka lang din eh, diba?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But it's good that you have nga, the website, the Instagram page that you've curated, well enough for people, diba? That's a big, important part of your online presence, nga, like you mentioned, diba? So, yeah.
And it makes your job so much easier to just
Yeah.
Mm.
have. It can
Because,
be self-sustaining. People can just check the site instead of you having to answer every single inquiry. Because it gets really draining. Like I'm the one who gets in touch with all of our guests for the show, and like we have maybe close to 100 chats on FBC now with each guest for all of the
oh my
shows that
God.
we coordinate. It can get really draining.
And
Like
it's not just it just won't get crazy for you. I feel like it will also get crazy for the person you're talking to. If
yeah,
Mm.
they have to consistently like check the phone, like, oh, did she reply? Did he reply? Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. So I feel like for me, it'll be so much easier for you if you just check my website. Like check my
Mm.
website, everything's there, you're good to go. Yeah. So it's draining for them then to keep like contacting me. Cause like I said, I will take forever to reply to you. Cause you don't need to contact me. You really don't.
Mm.
Everything is on my website na. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good way to do it so that it makes your job a lot easier. I think, yeah. And we were talking to someone last night who's like the CEO of a digital agency, and she said having a website is really
Yeah.
like it's essential. It's a non-negotiable. You need to have a website if you want your
Yeah.
business to grow in this online space, right? And good that you have one already. So that makes it
Mm.
so much more easy for people to get in touch with you. Um but having this business like well built at this point, I'm sure there are times where you kind of look into what you want to be doing in the future because with the situation lightening up, it's kind of clearer to see where you want things to go now that you know that things are gonna consistently stay this way, hopefully, like at least for the next few years, right, before another surge happens or hopefully not happens again. But what future plans do you have for your business that you can like share that you're excited to work on in the coming months, in the coming years, even?
Ooh. Okay, that's something I actually haven't thought of. But of course, one of my biggest dreams for Manila Espadrilles has always been to have its own store. Because
Mm.
Yeah.
the best thing for all of my customers to see the shoes in real life, to fit them, see what can fit them best, see the actual design, the color, the quality, everything like that. Because of course, I understand that it's also really hard for my customers to be shopping online, and it's also a bit hard for me to get into these kind of concept stores. I've had a lot of like requests from concept stores to like join them or like be part of their store. So it's like a retail store na it sells other like kinds of like
Yeah.
local as well.
Mm.
So it's kind of hard for me to get into that because it's either their market isn't my market or they're too
Mm.
like out of my budget.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot deal with that budget. Sometimes they would offer me like just a rack for like 17,000 a month. So
Wow.
that's a lot for a small business. That's something I
Yeah.
can't really afford yet or keep up with yet. I could afford it maybe for like a month or two, but nothing long term. And yeah, I feel like we're in the works of going back to bazaars. So
Mhm.
I've been really excited to like join different bazaars. I heard na like the Trendsetter Bazaar has been like starting lang like last December, and like a couple of weeks ago they had another bazaar. So big bazaars like that, I feel like Manila Espadrilles could really join again, just so my customers could see the shoes in real life and face to face.
Mhm.
But for something as concrete as my own shop, that's something I see in the future, but not so soon yet.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah. One step at a time, diba?
yeah, for
So
sure.
you'll get there, diba? Yeah, man. So we've gotten like so many influencers like in our show before. Like parang ano na nga namin yun, specialty na nga namin. Kasi we want to be a platform for them also, diba? To
Yeah.
put themselves out there and to hear their stories, diba? And maybe if like a brand listens to the podcast, they could like, get them if they wanted to, diba? So like for you naman, since you're a business owner, diba? So how do you go about your process of getting collaborations, diba? Kasi there's like a process to it, diba? Na parang you don't just plainly like, message them or get them to message you, diba? Parang you also have to make sure na they're aligned with
With your
the vision of your brand, and then sila naman as content creators, diba? If
Yeah.
the brand itself also aligns with them, diba? So what's the process like for you?
Okay. So for Manila Espadrilles and like in terms of collabs, of course, when it was starting and pre-COVID, it was really my idea to send out to the influencers that I knew or had
Mm.
connections with. So mostly influencers in LaSalle or from Zobel, because that's where I went to high school. In LaSalle, or like friends of friends. And those are the people I reached out to. And um this is cost on my end, because I'm
Mm.
sending them shoes, right? For nothing in return. I pay for delivery, I pay for the cost of the shoes, the packaging and everything. All they have to do is post it,
Yeah.
right? Problem is with the influencers that I have reached out to, it's either they never posted it, or
Mm.
they did post it, but it didn't get any reactions. Like I
yeah.
didn't get anything in return. I didn't get likes. I didn't get orders in return. So that's when it kind of hit me na parang I need to target which influencers that can really like give me orders and likes and followers.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
For the influencers that will actually, get me like more attention. Because
Mm.
some of the influencers naman kasi, yung market nila, it's either hindi buying market or hindi ko lang talaga market.
Mm. True.
But they're not Manila Espadrilles' target market. So parang what started getting Manila Espadrilles more likes and followers and orders was with Julia Barreto. We were
Wow.
able to send her shoes through my tita, which
Wow.
I never really thought she'd post it. Because,
Mm.
as a celebrity, you'd have a lot of PR coming in and out and a lot of things to like post. So, as a small business, this wasn't really something paid for, or, I just sent her a pair of shoes. And she posted it. And the next day, I remember getting 500 followers,
Woohoo. Nice. Good for
50
you.
orders, and this was when I was stuck at 700 followers for a whole year, almost 2 years. So I
Mm.
remember getting 500 followers from her, 50 orders, likes on all of my pictures. So that was like really crazy for me. And that was also when I learned how to utilize ads,
Mm.
because then I realized this is what is going to get me more attention. My my posts and my content will show up on anybody's timeline. Like it'll show up on anybody's feed. And yeah, that's where I learned how to like use the ads, and I feel like I didn't really focus on collabs that much with influencers in terms of Manila Espadrilles. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, it's good nga na parang you eventually saw nga na parang kailangan mag-align yung like yung vision mo for your brand, the target market, also with the people you get in touch with, di ba? Kasi
Yeah.
if it's not aligned, di ba, parang it's not gonna work, di ba? So
Yeah.
ayun, but good for you, di ba, that you were able to,
And I feel
you
like
know,
it works for other businesses naman. I know a lot of
yeah,
businesses that really depend on their influencers that feed out PR every month or every few weeks, and that
Yeah.
really works for them when you have a big group of people, posting for you. But I feel like at the time, and like now, I feel like I don't really have the budget as well to send out to like 100 influencers.
Yeah, you need to really narrow it down to the ones that you know
yeah.
are aligned with your brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Businessman. It's no joke talaga.
Yeah.
Really, it's not personal. It's really just, you gotta look at yourself also. Like this, there's nothing wrong with like being picky. Like we understand
Yeah.
looking at it in a business perspective na you need to be professional about really who you reach out to, diba? Like you could have a lot of friends who are influencers, but if their personal brand doesn't align with your business brand, then
It's just not gonna work.
business speaking, it's not gonna work. So like just respect to both parties na lang, but like maybe another time, right? Or if ever in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess mahirap din, no? Like the early part of the pandemic, diba? Like you mentioned nga parang you had your inventory piling up and all that, diba? Kasi ang hirap din eh. I mean, footwear, diba? So like, yung mga tao hindi makakalabas.
Yeah.
Diba? So medyo they were hesitant, diba, to buy. Diba?
Yeah, exactly. I was never really and will never be considered as an essential. So that I need to like realize and like make up for. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all part of it, diba? The highs, the lows of
Yeah.
running a business, diba? So, yeah. What's important naman is that your passion is there, diba?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But then I feel like I went in an interview before, like it was a talk, I think I remember. I was telling them na being a businesswoman it was never my passion. Like it was something that I told my titas and titas. If they asked me what I wanted to be, I'd say a businesswoman, but it was just always my safest answer. So
Okay.
it was never really my passion. I feel like my passion is more into like creating like my own personal brand. Like I'm a content creator. I'm a beauty content creator on TikTok. I like to post on Instagram. So I feel like that's more me. I feel like I can't ever sit behind a screen and just paperwork and you know what I mean, like finances, orders, something to everybody. I feel like I need to like express myself always in terms of like beauty, fashion, lifestyle. So yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that's the beauty of people now is that you're not just one thing,
Ayun.
Like a big thing that we've come across in like all of the guests that we've had in all of our platforms is that they're never just what we get them on the show for.
That is so
Like we really have them share like literally everything that they're into, everything that they're passionate about. It can be so far away from what they're doing, and yet they want to be that because that's just how people are. Like, why should you be limited to just being one thing, right? Like,
so true.
there are so many influencers and models and content creators out there that do have businesses on the side, like
That's
because
so
it's another avenue for them to grow, to get experience, like what you said. And there's no such thing as bad experience. Like even if it was bad for you at the time, in the long run, it will have just been another opportunity to grow, right?
yeah, if there's really something that taught everybody during the pandemic, they could be more than just one thing. That's
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. And without that time, I mean, yeah, the COVID time was bad for sure, but it gave people time to realize that they wanted to be more than
they
just
are
what they thought.
capable of so many other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of what free time
Yeah.
can give people, right?
True.
And I mean, massive respect to you and for everyone our age who's in a business, right? It's like I swear, it's really so amazing to think now when we were kids, you thought that you gotta be in like your mid-30s to like even be like start a business, right?
Yeah.
Now there are people starting not even out of college yet, they're already doing businesses. And it's really such a heartwarming thing for us to see all of these people kind of blossoming in this business space right now, because our generation is really dominating the online business space. Like, it's amazing how many we were able to find on IG, and there's so many yet that we have yet to, to tackle and to talk to. But being in this position that you're in, that most people kind of just either dream about or wonder about, and that's the whole point of why we want to share your story, Ren, so that people know what it's like to be in your position. Do you have any advice to offer to, people who are either in the same position as you, where they're in the middle of managing their own business, or even people who are thinking about starting one and need that leap of like motivation to take that step?
Okay, this answer also changes every time I do an interview. I think in the last podcast I did, I said something like, believe in yourself, because you're the first person that will like believe in yourself. Like, nobody else, once the people say na, oh, we believe in you, we'll buy from you, chu, 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 chu. But once you're actually in the works of doing everything,
Yeah.
they're not there to actually help you.
That's true.
That's
True,
what
yeah.
I said in like my last interview. But now I feel like it's more of have a purpose behind it, have like a reason behind it, because it could be the shallowest reason or like the biggest, most meaningful reason. As long as you have a reason behind it, you can continue. Yeah. So if your only reason is to make money, to save up, to buy something that you want to buy, go for it. Like, that's your reason, continue, do it. If you're done with that, find another reason and you'll find yourself moving on and continuing whatever you're working on. So it's Manila Espadrilles started out as me just wanting something to do for the summer, and I continued, and then it ended up as me saving money, and I continued, and now it's more of like me expressing myself. Like, a lot of me is in Manila Espadrilles. Like, a lot of who I am, a lot of who people think I am is in Manila Espadrilles. So that is something that keeps me going. And if you have a reason to whatever you're doing, may it be small or big, you're gonna keep going. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, fulfillment, diba? It's great when you have that sense of fulfillment, diba,
Yeah,
in doing something. Keeps you going, diba?
it really does. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, all right. I mean, thank you so much for that advice, of course, diba? And thank you for the time and effort to be here with us, for sure. The people watching us right now, we're inspired, diba? And hopefully also check out your brand, diba? So before we end, do you want to like plug anything, your brand, socials and all that?
Okay. My Instagram, my personal Instagram is at Thea Ferns, TheaFernDZ. And my TikTok is also at Thea Ferns, and Manila Espadrilles is Instagram, and TikTok is at Manila Espadrilles. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. And again,
Thank you.
everybody watching out there, it's, take the leap talaga. If you want to start a business, diba, go. Diba? As long as you have, the passion, the purpose of doing it, diba? For sure. Even during these tough times, you'll find a way. And
Yeah.
again, hopefully our segments have inspired you guys to do so. So yeah, again, thank you, Thea, for, being
Thank
here
you
with
so
us. We
much,
really appreciate it.
guys. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
And has been another Down to Business segment of the Screw Up Show. We will see you guys in the next one. Till then, thank you for watching and see you guys.